certain job sites and no talk within the higher level communities about such a person. Their operations are nigh random. Explosions, rifle work, stakeout and surveillance. One time in Berlin, he followed a German minister for 3 months and then left. We can give you a picture.
That would be extremely helpful.
Let us consider the option that there may be more than one. It could be more than a single individual. That is a real possibility.
Do you know if he's even employed by anyone? Am I looking for an assassin or a serial killer?
Do you think a serial killer would work in Berlin, Venice, Cairo, and now apparently Seattle?
Only a rich one. You have a point.
He could have very specific tastes.
A bakery owner in Venice. There was a shot taken from a gondola over a kilometre, and he shot a baker from a moving gondola. Okay?
That's damn impressive.
On camera. They went overboard and disappeared. The Italian police locked down the entire city. They knew who they were dealing with. They never caught him.
Sounds like he's looking for a challenge. God damn it, Cat.
I like to think that was in character.
No, it was not.
Yes, it was.
I knew Black Cat was behind this somehow.
Yeah.
Sorry.
The pictures from that are the only confirmed pictures we've got. I hope you use them well.
So, thanks. If I find out anything more, I'll be sure to let you know.
Yes. Shortly after, a short 3-second flat-vid clip comes through to your comm link. It shows a man in traditional tourist bait gondola polar garb poling up a canal. The camera is placed maybe 100 or so meters away. The figure is relatively small on the screen. The figure poles the gondola to a stop in the middle of the canal, reaches down into the bottom of the boat, and pulls out a very large rifle. It is nothing like a military weapon. There is no external magazine. There is no muzzle brake. There is just a very skeletal barrel, trigger assembly, and wireframe stock with a large telescopic scope mounted on top of it. Aiming at something off screen, the gun fires once, a very long plume of muzzle flash arcing out. The man immediately somehow clips the rifle to his back and jumps overboard. There's 3 features which you can tell at this distance. First is that he's Caucasian European. The second is that he has short red hair. And the third is that his face is very angular with sunken eyes.
Hmm.
Can we tell their height?
Not particularly. There's no good references. You'd estimate it to be about average height. He's not particularly tall nor particularly short.
Great. So basically, all of which are very malleable features. Except perhaps the angularity of his face, provided he's not awakened.
Well, the thing is, this guy might be so fucking good at killing people he doesn't even feel the need to modify his face. Like, when you can shoot people from a fucking kilometer away and not care. What need have you for fieldcraft?
Is there any way to tell the, well, it's not a military rifle, the make and model of his rifle?
Completely custom.
Does it look like it was modified from hunting rifles or hunting rifle designs?
It looked like it was machined from metal stock.
So it would it be a stretch to say that it looks like a throwback?
It appears... You don't know if it's a throwback or not. You can't tell. I mean...
No, just from the style.
It could be either.
Okay.
Does it have a scope?
Yes, there was a large telescopic scope mounted on top of it. It could be a smart
Does that look
link.
like a more standard sort of consumer item?
No.
Or does that look homemade as well?
It looks homemade. You can definitely tell it because of the approximately... Well, most scopes have a primary lens less than 2 inches across. This looks like it has a primary lens at least 4 or 5 inches across. The scope is massive.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, quick question here. I don't think it's ever been addressed. We know who his previous targets have been, right? Who he's taken out.
Yes.
Excluding the Johnson, because that's an obvious one. He's hiring people to take him out. Are there any obvious connections between them?
He has killed, as far as you know, one baker in Venice, a trio, well, a pair of enforcers and a mid-level Yakuza in Bellevue with a car bomb, a mid or high level Yakuza member in Tacoma, and a mid or high level Yakuza member in Renton.
The car bomb doesn't make sense. If he is diligent enough to stalk a man in Berlin for how many days?
3 months.
For 3 months, just to get a shot. That is not...
He didn't kill the person in Berlin.
Oh.
He just stalked him for 3 months, then disappeared.
So if he has the diligence to stalk a man
How
for
did
3
they know
months...
he stalked them for 3 months? If he's been so good at not being seen up until, except for that one shot.
That is a good question. But again, the car bomb doesn't make sense.
You have a point there.
He can shoot a man from a moving gondola at over 1,000 yards. This is a man that does not need to resort to car bombs.
This guy doesn't seem, honestly, this guy just sounds like a fucking thrill killer to me. He's doing different stuff because he can. He's like training himself almost. He stalks a guy for 3 months. He used a car bomb. He goes for an impossible shot off a gondola. Like, these are all things that you do to prove that you've trained in some specific skills. A test.
He seems more of an assassin. I agree. The car bomb. Hold on. Never mind. She's logic 2. Keep going.
LOL. Are you
Well, it
serious?
is strength 1.
Yeah, but Vera's logic 2, so I don't think she would quite analyze this quite so thoroughly.
Well, we're coming up on 2 hours of play, so we can take a 5-minute break until half past the hour, let our minds cool down, refresh, maybe get a drink, biology, and so on, and I'll see you
Get
at
more
half past
coffee.
the hour.
Sounds good. So, guys, who's got bets about what this guy really is?
A ghost.
I don't know. Yeah, that's.
I'm thinking it's more just a group of people.
I think it's just one guy
I
who's
think
like
it's just one guy too.
killing people, like because he
But
can.
But I don't
I'm-
think it's
I'm
just
very-
because he can though, because he obviously has something against the Yakuza.
Yeah, I'm thinking the stuff in Europe was preamble. It was
Making
With
sure that you're
practice.
good enough to carry it out.
yeah, it was practice, and I think the car bomb might be a red herring. I think it might be completely irrelevant because it could have just been a something to throw them off. You know what I
Test
mean?
4, wipe out an entire organization.
Again,
Test 2, stalk a guy for 3 months. Test 3, shoot someone from a moving gondola at 1,000 meters away.
and then what? Test 4 car
Oh yeah,
bomb.
what's
It's like,
the train like order of events? Because if the car bomb happened before, I don't know.
I don't
No,
think. I
apparently-
don't think people are going. Oh my god, was the car bomb's a red herring or something? I don't think so no, it's a way of killing someone. Like,
No, yeah, but this guy,
You know.
he just his methodology seems more sniper, more.
nah, it's a car bomb is a trap. Hunters use ranged weapons and traps, at least traditionally.
so you're saying the
Okay,
car
yeah,
bomb
fair enough.
explosion actually hid a sniper shot?
No, I'm saying the car
No.
bomb was a trap. Hunters use
It-
pit traps, snare traps, and bows in common mythology. So those
Oh, I
weapons
get
would all
you.
be.
Distance.
Oh, so what you're telling
Yeah,
me is
he's also
he's
the
kind-
kind that doesn't.
yeah,
He
so
doesn't
he's
actually
like
get his hands dirty, so to speak. He's always at a distance, and the car bomb
Yeah.
fits that as well. So, but once more, Vera does not analyze things to the depth that I do.
so it's like he's trying to become the perfect hunter. He's mastering stalking his prey, shooting his prey, trapping his prey. All
He's
to
the
do
guy
what?
who's calling himself the hunter. I mean, I
He's
think his
hunting
symbology is
the
probably fairly
Shadowrun.
important to him.
That is very true. That is
Wonder what
something
they
we
did
must
to piss him
consider.
off.
It's also interesting that he didn't shoot us. That is something to consider. He did not shoot us.
And he only took out the Johnson, not the guards.
He doesn't have a gun that shoots lots of bullets. He picks a person and he kills them, or he picks like a small group of people and kills them. Like, he doesn't like just take target's opportunity. He hits who he wants to and then he leaves. Like he was before we even exited the building, he was already gone. Like he had already left.
That is very true. And he
didn't even
obviously-
bother shooting the bodyguards.
And he obviously has a connection to the inside of the Yakuza to be getting the information on. Well, didn't the Yakuza say he will have read this message? That means they know that he's tapping into their
Well, yeah,
communications.
but they sent us the location. How did they send us the location? I think it was just individual
comm,
comm messages. It wasn't
They told your
accessible
fixers.
via. Right.
Your fixers told you the location.
Right. So
However, if he was
assuming he
tracking
has an
Johnson,
in into the Shadowzumi, makes sense.
or if
Yeah,
he
he
was
knows.
tracking Johnson beforehand, he would have known because of that.
So he's got something on the inside of the Shadowzumi. That's
Yeah.
for sure.
Because they would have more than one person who act as a Johnson for Shadowrunners, so he couldn't know unless he had an insider who exactly was going to be hiring us. Or
It's
doing
not necessarily. I mean, he could have intercepted communications. He could have observed them. Right, this guy's great a hunter. He's probably good at observing people, looking at them, talking to each other, figuring out who is being sent to do this thing that he's read on the bulletin board. You know, I mean, like he's a hunter. You can't underestimate his skills because he's apparently absurdly skilled.
So what you're telling me is we need to stop thinking like this guy is a runner like us, aka he's going to, infiltrate the Shadowzumi, and more, how would a hunter think?
So,
Yes.
with that, how about we come back to the game? What is everybody going to do?